All right, let me get real with you for a second. When I first started making pizza from home, I really wasn't very good at it. I routinely had soggy crust, underflavored dough, and I would burn the cheese like all the time. In reality, I had no idea what I was doing. But after years of testing, failing, opening my own pizzerias, I eventually became a pretty okay pizza maker. And today I'm sharing 5 game-changing tips that I wish somebody would have taught me when I first started making pizza. So hopefully you can learn from my mistakes and start making better pizza today. And with that, let's get started. Tip number 1, the flour matters. Flour isn't just flour, it's the foundation of your pizza, so you need to choose it wisely. The first thing to consider with your flour is freshness. When grains are milled, essential oils and volatile compounds are released. The longer the flour sits, the more these dissipate in the flour. They play a crucial role to the flavor of the flour and the fermentation. They enhance texture, flavor, and structure. So, use the freshest flour you can find. The second thing to consider with flour is picking the right flour for the style of pizza you're making and for the type of oven you're going to cook it in. Here are the basics. For Neapolitan pizza, you're going to want 00 flour. It's soft, finely ground, and perfect for high heat cooking, like 750 degrees plus. But it doesn't brown well at lower temps, so it needs to be modified for home pizza ovens. It might also be lacking gluten structure for like a New York style pizza. So for New York style pizza, you're gonna wanna go with something like an all Trump's flour or like a Caputo Americana pizza flour. It's gonna give you that signature chew, bite, and that strong undercarriage you're looking for in a New York style pizza. But if you're making pan pizzas like Detroit or Grandma, then a bread flour is actually the best way to go. It's gonna give you the structure and that airy texture you're looking for in those types of pizzas. I know that the flour science stuff can get a little complicated, so I have an entire video dedicated to that. It's coming out in about 2 weeks, so hit subscribe so you don't miss that one. Tip number 2, the secret to flavor is time. If your dough tastes bland or it's hard to stretch, the chances are you did not ferment it for long enough. Here's the equation. Less yeast plus longer fermentation equals Flavor Town. A pre-ferment like a Polish or a Biga goes a long way in helping develop the flavor of the dough as well. The difference is night and day. A same-day dough that you take 4 hours to make is okay, but to get truly great pizza, you have to ferment for more than 24 hours. Tip number 3, keep your sauce simple. When I first started making pizza at home, I would use canned sauce like this. It's garbage, you shouldn't do it, and this is how you should make sauce. Take a good can of crushed San Marzano tomato or high-quality California plum tomatoes, add a little salt and olive oil, mix it up right in the can. Don't use a blender, as it'll chop up the seeds and make your sauce a little bit more bitter. Here's the kicker, you don't even need to cook this. A raw sauce preserves that fresh, vibrant tomato flavor, and it cooks on the pizza in the oven. Seriously, ditch the store-bought sauce, make your own. Tip number 4, pre-shredded pizza cheese is garbage. Again, I used stuff like this when I first started making pizza. I didn't know any better. It says pizza cheese on it, so of course that's what I thought you put on pizza. It's not. It's loaded with anti-caking agents and a bunch of other random ingredients that are going to mess with the melt. It's going to make it grainy, burnt, and uneven. Instead, buy a block of whole milk, low moisture mozzarella and shred it yourself. Mix in about 10% Parmesan or Asiago for extra flavor and saltiness. That's the secret to the perfect pizza cheese. Tip number 5, cook it hot, like really hot. Most commercial pizzerias bake between 650 and 900 degrees. Home ovens don't even get close to that. But you can work around it. Start by maxing out your oven. Usually that's around 500 or 550 degrees. Use a baking steel or a baking stone and preheat for at least 30 minutes. An hour is best. If you need to, finish your pizza under the broiler. That'll help guarantee that you get a nice brown crust. When I first started making pizza, I didn't do that. I thought like 400 degrees was a good temperature to bake pizza. It's really not. Cook as hot as you can. A bonus tip for you. Don't ruin it when you're at the finish line. You just pulled a perfect pizza out of the oven and you immediately cut it on a wooden board. Wrong, don't do that. It's gonna trap the steam under the pizza and it's gonna immediately make your crust soggy. Instead, let it rest on a wire rack for 1 to 2 minutes before slicing. That way the bottom stays crispy and you don't have to undo all your hard work. All right, those 5 tips did completely transform my pizza game. Took a little while to learn them, but hopefully I saved you some time and some mistakes in your future pizza making. If I did, please hit subscribe, maybe hit that like button. Otherwise, that's it for today. I love you lots. See you soon.